Oh, come on up here. Well, not yet. Wait for him to introduce you. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say.
So are most people. I've been retired 16 years. Patsy told me I have to be contemporary, so I'm going paperless here tonight. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry, but Father Pettit, give me the sign of the cross and I'll be all right. I'd like to thank everybody who had a hand in making this event possible. It's truly an amazing event. Never been here? Been here? But I'll be back. Okay.
Get on the mic,
I'd also like to say hello to everybody who I haven't had a chance to really talk to today. I'd like to say thank you to my brother Jer, who came down from Maine to help us celebrate this. Unfortunately, our older brother Nicholas, class of '56, Meriden High School, who lives in Seattle, he could not make it, but he wishes to say hello to anybody who might remember him. 76 years ago, this Thursday, Marty was born. 6 years ago this month, Marty was dying. He had a bacterial infection of his blood system, which is a very, very severe condition. His body started to retain fluids, his organs were failing, and he went into a coma. The coma lasted 4 weeks. Through Marty's will to live, we all call him stubborn. For support from friends and family, power of prayer, and advances of medicine, Marty came out of the coma. But it wasn't over because he had 2 years of rehabilitation to go through. He had to learn how to breathe, how to swallow, how to talk, how to walk, and do things like put on socks and shoes. But he made it. He's here. I'm sure he's glad he's here. I certainly am glad he's here because I don't think I could have given this speech if he hadn't passed. In the 1960s, high school coaches really didn't know what to expect from student athletes coming out of parochial schools. For Paul Crum, Henry Zaleski, and John Klarman, Marty was a surprise. Perfect athlete. He played football, he played track, and he captained both teams. He went on to Southern and lettered in football, gymnastics, and track in his sophomore year. In his senior year, he captained the track team. After graduation, Marty took a position at a prestigious Catholic high school on Long Island. It's there where he first was introduced into interscholastic coaching. After a few years, Marty returned to Meriden, took a position coaching at Platt High School. He would coach football, wrestling, and track. Now, I'm sure Marty has many fond memories of these coaching experiences, but I'll share with you 3 that stand out in my mind. 46 years ago, Henry Zaleski, head football coach, was in the hospital dealing with an acute heart problem. The team wasn't much better. They hadn't won a game. Marty developed a game plan, both offensively and defensively, that allowed Platt to upset Maloney on Thanksgiving Day. In terms of wrestling, when Marty was introduced as the wrestling coach, Marty freely admitted that the only thing he knew about wrestling was tossing me down on the ground on the farm. But Marty, through research, learning as he went, became the first black coach to defeat Maloney. Now you might say, oh well. But actually it was an oh wow, because Maloney was coached by Ray Mainville. Ray Mainville developed a powerhouse in the CCIL. His teams were frequently ranked at the state level. He had a state championship team. Marty continued to hone his skills. He too sent his athletes to the states, and he did have a state champion. In terms of track, he coupled with John Klarman, Roy Gooding, to form a brain trust. John Klarman took care of the field events, Roy took care of the distance runners, and Marty took care of the sprints. Together, they put together 5 consecutive undefeated seasons. And that's what I call racing water. Marty decided it was time to move on, so he looked around and he got a position, earned a position at Glastonbury. He would teach physics and chemistry, and he had the opportunity to coach there. He would be coaching indoor and outdoor track. Now you might say, well, they're the same, but they really are not. Indoor track is different than outdoor track. But Marty loved the lure of the facility. It was an indoor facility that had a long jump pit, high jump pit, pole vault area, shot put area, and Marty's first love, a 6-lane track. But there was something different about this position. Title IX. Marty had to coach young girls. His teams went on to coach to win several league titles. His athletes went to the states, and he had a state champion. That was his second. He had a state champion in wrestling. The commute from South Meriden to Glastonbury got to Marty, so he decided to make a move. He found something right up Route 68, a little town called Durham, high school called Coggridge Regional High School. There he would teach physics and chemistry, and also coach cross country. Cross country, again, something he had never coached. He would also coach indoor track and outdoor track. But it is here where Marty put a stranglehold on the Shoreline Conference. He won 18 league championships, 3 state championships. His athletes competed in the states and also in the New England regionals. He was voted Coach of the Year for the conference 10 different times. Now, all of us would like to think we left a little imprint on society through our personal and professional endeavors. Well, Marty did more than that. He left a footprint in 3 different communities and 3 very strong athletic conferences. So here we are honoring somebody tonight. Member of the Platt High School Hall of Fame. Voted as Coach of the Year by the CIAC. And every year in Durham they have an event called the Marty Roberts Invitational Track. So today it is my honor to introduce to you a gentleman, a scholar, and now a sportsman of distinction. He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Dodge a bullet as sure as he could have told. And of course, this is the suit I want to be buried in. It's the first time I wore a suit. I was that sick. But first of all, I'd like to thank everyone who made this night possible, the committee, the people in the kitchen who made it tremendous. excellent dinner every year. I come here. John Young, who contacted me in Florida, and I come back just for this. So I want to thank all those. I want to congratulate my honor. I feel honored to be coming with you. And I feel so privileged when I see who past recipients. And there's no bigger award than to be awarded something by your peers. It's one thing to be named to an all-star team by the fans. It's another to be named by your fellow players. That's a true thing. So I'd like to thank all of those here. I look at my life like Edmund Hillary. He did something amazing. I did 53, climbed Mount Everest. But anyone who accomplishes anything, whether it be big or small, and it's worthwhile, you don't do it alone. If he didn't have a shepherd, the famous guide with him, if he didn't have all the people that invented all the clips before him, you know, the carabiner and all the picks and the oxygen masks, he would never have gotten there. You don't get any place in the world alone. And it's even people you wouldn't expect. The ones that carried all the food for the base camps, that made life possible, like that. And that's how I look at accomplishments in my life. I only got there because of the help of others. It usually starts with your family, my parents, my brothers, and your cousins like that. And then it's your teachers. I was impressed. I had 2 Catholic nuns that made a major, major impression on me. And the Catholic education told me I have a responsibility to my fellow man, which I try to follow. Some of the commandments I have problems with. Number 5 is pretty hard. But the teachers, and then it was mentors that come and take and help you with your life. John Carmen was very, very close. He was my freshman member. Those who are old enough, we went to Lincoln in 9th grade. Do you remember that? Or Jefferson or Washington? And then I went on to Platt High School. And the doors opened. And the thing I liked about Platt is, or about sports, is I was too poor. I didn't think I was going to go to college. Why even study? I mean, I was just getting grades from my mom. It wasn't from me. And I just figured what she was accepting. I tried to slide that way. And it was only when people started talking to me about college that it did make a difference. And it was cousin Bev, which is Bob Simmons' wife, and my brother Nick were the first to go. And just on my father's side, we had 49 first cousins. Very religious family, as you can tell. But then the teachers come up. Paul Crone was an influence on me. John Klein was a big influence on me. It was mentors like that. Henry Zaleski was a huge mentor to me, and I developed a lot of his sense of humor and the way to solve problems. If you ever known Henry, he was a person that was unbelievable. And then when I came back to Platt, Roy Goody was a mentor. He was the head of the science department. He hired me. The more we talked, we were so similar. Because Roy exactly didn't have wasn't exactly a rich kid, but he's good. By the way, if anyone, Roy right now is in Kokomo. He had a very serious illness, stroke. I would have loved to have him here today. A lot of my mentors can't, but as I say, with me, like Hillary, I had support. It started with my family. It went to my mentors, and then people make you look at, you know, if you have a winning record, I don't think I wrestled too many matches. And although I may have ran a lot of races on a Platt field, I didn't race them when I was coach. And all these kids that buy into your system, that buy into your philosophy, make you so good. And it's the coaches that you work with that make you look good. And I appreciate all the people. And then just like Hillary's, he got to the top, I think he has to be very thankful to people who carried up all the food at the base camps that made life worth living at that point. And there's some of my friends who didn't affect me athletically or didn't but they make my quality of life better, and I appreciate all that. And it's so much fun. I don't know, I love days like this. Like Bobby Israel, he's a married guy. We knew each other in high school, but his third year of medical school, my first year teaching in New York, we were roommates. And you know, if you're roommate with anyone for a year, you're either the best of friends or the worst of friends. And the nice thing about it, like you, when you meet some of your friends here, we became close friends at 23. So in our 70s, we're 23 today for the next couple of days until he goes back to Rochester, and I hope all of you get a chance to enjoy that. I would like to also, just one thing is, I think two people in Meriden should be recognized, and that's John Carmen and Coach Beal from Maloney. The rest of when Platt had those fine streaks, those who were second in the CCIL was Maloney. And we had meets at Platt Maloney where third place or fourth place would have been first place in other places. It was just unbelievable strong competition. I saw one of the Stardom boys here tonight, and it's excellent. And I really appreciated all the fun, the wrestling, and Ray and I were personal friends before being wrestling coaches, and it was one of the best things. Ray's, so many people here, I wish I could come up and just shake hands, give you a big hug, and say thank you. You know, is there anything else I want to say in closing? I think I'll close with one of the shortest jokes ever told. And if you want to hear another, I'll be up here. Thank you.